As many nonprofits start soliciting end-of-the-year donations, some are also receiving taxpayer dollars and not complying with state laws. One city dealing with the fallout of all this, Baltimore, Maryland, where nearly a third of the top 100 nonprofits failed to register with the state but received $65 million in taxpayer funds. Joining us right now to break down all the numbers is Adam Mangiewski, CEO and founder of OpenTheBooks.com. Good morning to you. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Jan.
Through some great investigative work, you were able to get the city checkbook. What time period of spending did you receive, and how much money are we talking about, Adam?
Well, it's the last 15 months. And Jan, make no mistake, this is the record they never wanted you to know about. And so look, it was a knockdown, drag-out battle over the course of the past 7 months to open up the line-by-line payments in city spending. So here's what it is. It's 4,000 city vendors collected nearly $2 billion over this 15-month period.
And you used the Freedom of Information Act to get all those records, so good for you guys. Your auditors at OpenTheBooks.com quantified the top 25 nonprofits who got nearly $200 million in taxpayer funds. Break down some of the things that you found.
Yeah, so look, the elites in Baltimore, they're lining their pocket with taxpayer money. You got 25 nonprofits for nearly $200 million. Let's just take two of them. The top one is Visit Baltimore. They're supposed to be working on tourism in town. And we found that since 2018, they have spent city, federal, and state taxpayer money of nearly $100 million, yet not a single added tourist has come to the community. In 2018, there was 26.7 million tourists, and in 2022, the latest year, there was 26.7 million tourists. And then you have places like Johns Hopkins University. They collected, over the course of the past 15 months, $18 million from taxpayers, and they've got a $13 billion net worth and endowment there. They don't need taxpayer money. They don't need to be a city vendor.
I see you have 32 of the top 100 nonprofits that did get money, not in compliance with the Maryland Charitable Solicitation Act. What is that? What's going on here?
Who knew that you can receive tens of millions of dollars in taxpayer funding from your local government and not be complying with the Charitable Solicitation Act registration in your state of Maryland? But it's common in Baltimore. Roughly 1 out of 3 of the top charities receiving taxpayer money are not in compliance. Those 32 nonprofits received $65 million. It's the top recipient of the ARPA funds, the federal funds. It's the Baltimore Civic Fund. They received nearly $9 million of pandemic funds, and they're delinquent since 2021 on their state filings. I checked that again this morning. The nonprofit that runs the public markets, the historic public market in Baltimore, they're actually closed for business on the state website since 2018.
And Adam, some of the biggest recipients of taxpayer dollars went to professional service providers and consultants. In fact, that dollar figure is close to $400 million. What is a professional service?
So a professional service, for example, is a contractor that does building maintenance. In this 15-month period, there was $27 million that flowed to these building maintenance contractors during a period where thousands of city workers were paid to work from home. As a matter of fact, Baltimore is spending another $5 million to upgrade the offices with these contractors to bring these employees back into the office.
Yeah, and
here's an example of a consultant. You got the former head of the Department of Public Works. He resigned because, they were only doing on-again, off-again recycling. They had E. coli and environmental problems. They're bringing him back as a consultant for $125 an hour.
250 consultants, is this right? Is this accurate? They received an average of $400,000 each?
So there's 250 consultants, and they received $100 million collectively. So we'd have to do the math on that one.
Okay, all right. So Baltimore has a lot of problems, yet hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars are being spent. So is there any progress here?
So over the course of the past 4 years, Jan, there was 4,000 shootings. There's 80,000 students trapped in the failing K-12 public schools. Property taxes now rival mortgage payments, and since 1950, they've lost nearly half the population. 400,000 people have fled to greener pastures. So finally, we have a record of where your tax dollars are spent, and we can follow the money and bring some accountability into into how they spend your money.
Founder of OpenTheBooks.com, Adam Andrzejewski. Well done. Thanks for joining us again. Have a great weekend.
Thank you.